is Aviani Fitriasti, and I'm from English Education Department, University of 11 Maret, Surakarta. And for this video, I'm doing this alone without my partner Tinda. Well, it's just something new for me, but I hope I will doing well for this video. And for this video, I will explain to all of you about language transfer. Now, let's start with the first thing first is definition. Definition of language transfer is the replication of rules from our first language or our native language to the second language that we want or we are learning, or we can regarding it as our knowledge and understanding of our native language that impact our understanding of the second language. And the things that we can transfer from the first language to our second language that we are learning is the first one is grammar or the structure, and the vocabulary, the syntax, and semantic. Not only semantic, also the morphology and the culture that comes with the language that we are going to learn, and the spelling or the pronunciation of the language itself. And then language transfer also explaining different accents and the mistakes that comes along when we are learning the language. And also language transfer also can tell how quick we can acquire the second language. How quick we can acquire the second language is also taking into account the differences and the similarities between the native language that we have already known or we have already understood, and the second language that we are learning or we are going to learn. And the next is description of the language transfer. Language transfer is that when our brain is already wired with linguistic rules. The linguistic rules that we have already wired is the linguistic rules from our native language, and then we rely on these established rules and structures to guess the things that we are going to learn from the second language, or the similarity things that we are going to face when we are learning the second language. And for example is the Korean sentences use a subject, object, verb structure, and that is really different with our native my native language, bahasa, and the second language that we or I learned for years until now, which is English. That those languages sentences follow a subject, verb, object structure, which is make it really difficult to learn because from the structure itself they are really different. Korean speaker of English may incorrectly say I, your, get, so, because like I already said that the structure itself is really different. And next is the types of language transfer. Language transfer itself has two types, negative and positive. For the first one, I will explain the negative one. The negative type itself is divided into four substitution, and differentiation, simplification, and the last one is calculus. The first one is substitution. Substitution is absence of some sounds in our native language that often forces learners to opt for a similar sound, struggle with duplicating the original sound. So what we already know in the negative, in the native language is make us difficult when we are trying to speak the second language. And the second one is undifferentiation. It is the inability to make a distinction made in another language. And simplification is when second language learners make reduction or linguistic structures resulting in grammatically incorrect sentences. And the last one is calculus, which is negative transfer that reflect our native language structure, or the L1 structure. And for positive transfer, positive transfer itself can happen when there are similarities between the two languages. It can be in sounds, in structures, in words, in meanings, in collocations, or any other linguistic aspect, may be similar or same in L1 or in L2. And the next is a word for word or one word for one word translation can produce a grammatically correct sentence in the second language, and some words are spelled or pronounced similarly in both language. And the last one is this kind of transfer, or this positive transfer, facilitate and accelerate the acquisition process and lead to fewer mistakes. And that's all from me. This is the materials that I can explain to all of you. I hope that this video can help you when you are need some type about this kind of material. And that's all from me. Bye bye. See you in the next video.